Mirzey Bey, you feel me? Checking in, Philly F.A.M.E TV. Let's get into it.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E.
Alright, we live and direct with Mirzey Bey. You know what I mean? First and foremost, how are you? Get brother, what's going on with you?
Man, alhamdulillah, I feel good in the bed, you know. Can't really complain, life going cordial, but we hanging in there, you know?
Right. I mean, it's a lot going on right now, you know, the coronavirus pandemic. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on in the city, you know, people getting killed, babies, women. I mean, it's real crazy in the city right now. So let's start off with that. Like, what's your thoughts on the current climate in the city and all that?
I mean, as far as Philly, I don't think we really did much as far as taking it serious. You know, Corona, I feel like at first it seemed serious, but Corona and pandemics and all that, you can try to say all this stuff mixed together, they kind of like just not care. You trying to say, especially with the flash, mob, the looting and all that stuff, like they ain't take it serious, bro. It just they feel more so organic and how serious is the government and everybody trying to make it.
Right. Alright, so you're a new face on our platform. You might be a new face to a lot of people that's tuned in. Like we was talking off camera, like a lot of people that's watching might be familiar with your family. I mean, you come from a well-known family here in the city. It's like 1,000 of y'all. I mean, the Bey family. I mean, by your last name, so everybody can know that. Obviously, Teefy Bey and Bey and all of that. So speak on a little bit on, you know, coming from, you know, that family tree and that type of situation where a lot of people know about your family and all that throughout the city.
I mean, as far as my generation upcoming, like we know about it because, you know, family. No, family, everybody family got their own stories, their troubles, past, present, you know what I'm trying to say, but as far as, but I know how I was carried, rung upon as far as maturing in life, is that we just was, I ain't gonna say more so of a higher pedestal, but like, it's definitely, there's like a history behind this, if anything. So like, Daoud, Teefy, everybody, as far as the family tree, always told me like we work more than the naked eye see.
Word. And like I was telling you off camera, I did, you know, quite a few joints with Daoud Bey, and did a couple joints with Teefy as well. So just to explain the dynamic between y'all, like basically you was telling me like Teefy, your uncle, like his brother is your pop, and that's kind of how y'all related. Right. And that would make, I mean,
my dad's side, yeah.
Right.
Teefy, my uncle. I don't know, he's not my first uncle. He's not my first uncle. He's my dad's little brother, makes sense. So
okay.
It's definitely my dad's side, but that's blood for sure. It's definitely stamped, certified. However everybody want to claim or reject it as cousins and marriage and all that kind of stuff. I'm first blood as far as the big family.
Right. You just the newer, like your younger guy. I mean, you say you like early 20s and all that. So
yeah, we still fresh as far as coming up. So it's like this, it's still new to us, but it's like it always been around us because that's family. As I said, we might not know what's going on, but it's still everyday life to us. Like certain stuff people might not go through on a regular. As far as like your family being busy for certain events because of, you feel me, managing this person or I'm saying shows and all that kind of stuff, it's still the same thing as anybody family go through.
Right. So, I mean, the Beys basically based out of South Philly, you know what I mean? And you was explaining like, yeah, that's your dad's side and your mom's side kind of based out of North Philly. So you kind of spent time in North Philly and grew up in North Philly as well. So speak on that dynamic, like growing up in North, I mean, with your mom and all of that.
Well, truth be told, I stayed in South Philly from birth to I say for like 12 years old. So I was back and forth from like my grandma lived on 23rd and Snyder. Like, and then my dad's side, you know, 23rd and Tasman. So it's like I go chill with my grandma and them on the weekend or something, and I go chill with my pop side weekends or however I go after school or something like that. And then be all cordial. And then as far as you know, I was like growing up, you know, once I left South Philly, I was more so at the age where I was going outside. That's why I got more familiar with North than South Philly, if anything. where everything hit me at, that makes sense.
Got you. All right, so as a child, you know, bouncing from North to South Philly, I mean, between your dad, mom, grandmom, and stuff like that, you growing up and stuff like that, what was you like in school, like as a student? How was your school experience and all that?
Well, truth be told, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was, what's this? It was like 27. I was a Steven Gerrard dude for sure. I definitely spent elementary down in South Philly. Elementary, South Philly, down with the little charter school downtown. And then as far as growing up, like I said, I finally got my feet wet. I went to Imhotep for like a year. I got kicked out of there. That's why I basically, like, when I was in Imhotep, ninth grade, I got introduced to the music in 8th grade though. Like I started, like I said, I was doing beats. I started off making beats. That was definitely something I picked on with music. It made me really like music. And then, truth be told, in 9th grade when I learned like more so my family and more in tune to music and what's going on in life. Like, truth be told, I ain't really like meet my whole dad side until I got in 9th grade. Like after I said, I was going outside for it. So I learned more so who was who and cousins and uncles and aunts and all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize how big my family was as a young boy. You know it, but you don't really, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know who, but you don't really get to understand the perspective on them, who they is to you until you get older.
Right. Got you. All right, so you get older, you go to, like you say, you spent some time in Imhotep High School.
Yeah, I went to Franklin though, too. I went to Franklin.
All right, and then you went to Franklin as well. So did you end up graduating?
Yeah, for sure. I graduated. I got locked up though.
What, during senior year time?
Yeah, senior. Right, I did a show, no lie. I remember like it was just, I did a show at Trocadero. Right? I did a show at Trocadero. Who was that? That was Prime. I chose Prime to go do the show with my man. Shout out to my man, Simon. He put me in for the show. I did a song with him. At the time I thought I wasn't doing music for real yet. So I did a show with him, Trocadero. That was my Prime day. Chalk Prime, did the show. And then 2 weeks later, Prime graduation was around the same time. I did that, turned around, I get locked up for a gay. Supposed to be graduating. High school, that shit was crazy.
So you tell me, let me bring this back. So you tell me that you're supposed to be at Prime, but you skip Prime to go do a show. I mean, on some rap type time.
Literally, I did it. I literally performed one song, bro. I chalked the whole day just to make sure I did the show. I promise on my life.
Alright, and then you end up getting locked up senior year for a ratchet, a gun case.
Yes, sir.
So explain that, going through that as a juvenile who's supposed to be graduating high school at this time, and now you're going through all of this.
You know how that, I ain't gonna lie, like everybody know how that shit is as far as growing up, so it's like, you hear everybody, oh yeah, free him, like, jail wasn't what everybody try to make it to be, as far as that makes sense, like, everybody, they got movies and all that kind of cool shit, trying to say jail hard and all this kind of shit. Jail what you make it for real, but I knew for a fact, it wasn't a place for me, if that makes sense. Like, I knew for a fact, I was only booked for 3 months, I ain't about to camp and everybody been spicing it, like, oh yeah, I'm booked forever, did all these crazy goods. I've been booked one time, my whole life, and that was it, for decades. I did 3 months, got on bail, we made, from the floor since, like, I was up.
Alright, so did you end up graduating while you was locked up?
Yeah, I was already escaped as a graduate. It's just I couldn't go walk.
Oh, alright. So you already supposed to. Alright, I got you.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
I was already locked in for graduation. I just didn't make it to graduation because I was locked up already.
Alright.
It was crazy.
So you do 3 months and then you back out here and then you graduate high school. And then what was your process from there? Was you thinking like, damn, I gotta get a job, I'm gonna try to go to a trade school? Like, what was your thought process and what was you trying to do after you finished high school?
I mean, truth be told, my mom more so, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, you know how big, my mom, my dad wasn't together, so my mom played more so for both roles. So, my mom, when I finally came home from being locked up and all that shit, she more so was trying to, like, now take over my life. Like, all right, I'll let you do what you want coming up. So now, I feel like you need to go to a trade. Like, I tried to go to, what's that? I don't know what this shit called South Philly. I tried to do the trade thing down South Philly. They didn't accept me because I was a felon. Yeah, whatever. I couldn't do that. They said I was a felon. So still, like, pending on my records, I was fighting the case. I tried to do that. I know, I ended up having a job, though. I ended up getting a job at Walmart. I ain't about to lie. worked at Walmart for a little bit. It was cool too, because my man was there. So it more so wasn't even like a job, it was more so like a bid for me. I was just getting paid to, it was sweet. So I was at Walmart, and yeah, I stayed there for a little bit just so I settled my case. And I'm doing house arrest. Got off house arrest, worked a little bit longer. I thought I wasn't really sure on music yet, but shit, I did that, and then it was up from there. Like I started working, chilling, grinding a little bit, but I've been chilling.
Right. So like you mentioned, you started dipping into the music like 8th grade, but you was telling me off camera like the last 2 years you really been going hard with it. So speak on, you know, after high school you explained a little bit of what your situation was. So fast forward a couple years later, like I said, you're in your early 20s, so this wasn't that long ago from high school to now, you know what I mean?
That was what, 2016, so yeah, like 2018, like in 2 years I was, from 2016 to 2018 I was more so bullshit. Like I had homies around me that was rapping and, you know, taking it serious, trying to pursue me, if that makes sense. You feel me, to rap, but I ain't rap. I was more so playing with it, like thinking I was going to do it and I ain't do it. So like, yeah, 2018, I say, 2018 the year I was like, I'm going to do it. I lost my homie Teefy Bey, Album Skate. I lost him, I lost my homie Syph, lost my homie Sleazy, my big homie Tay, like I lost a lot throughout the years. It just made me say like, dang, they was the one telling me when I was bullshitting to rap. So it pushed me more. So once around that time, that whole 2 year span, I lost all of them and they was the ones telling me to do it. It made everybody else and we all say the same thing, like, all right, I might as well do it for real. So I ended up rapping.
Right. And like I was telling you off camera, we was talking off camera, I had came across you because I put a post up on the Philly F.A.M.E TV page about we was looking for, you know, young artists or whatever and producers and stuff like that. And somebody had tagged your name or whatever. I seen your name tagged on the page. And I ended up clicking on your joint and checking it out. And I was like, young boy, he got something with you. Mind you, I didn't even know that you was related to Teefy and Daoud at the time. I mean, I just seen your page and seen who you was. And then I later found out that y'all had the connection and all that. So I definitely seen you had, you know, some vids, some stuff on your page. So speak a little bit about what you currently got going on and what you looking to do, like far as like future music, tapes, visuals, whatever you got going on, just let them know.
Shit, I got a nice little catalog now, like on YouTube. So I used to be playing with the music before, so I wasn't really like keeping everything up with SoundCloud Wave. So SoundCloud, you know, SoundCloud Wave was easy. I could put something up if I wanted to. It might catch fire, it might not. I played with that, but like my first joint I did was my song I did called Valentino. I recorded the song called Valentino. It was a good joint. It went up probably like, I don't even know. I think the first couple months I dropped it, probably did like damn near 10. So once it did that, I was just like, damn, like that was probably the biggest numbers I've ever seen in my life. And it just pushed me to do more. Like I did that. I got another song called GOMD. What else? I got a couple features. Like I'm good with features. Features come natural to me. I get the vibe off them still. So I got a couple feature songs on YouTube too. But like that was Valentino was more so my first joint. It really made me say, alright, I'm a rapper. Like, for real. Opposed to everybody just telling me to rap. And then like now, so the fast forward to now, it's just like this shit just so natural to me. Like this is the first thing I think about when I wake up. I ain't about to lie.
Alright, we from Philly, you know what I mean? The city is rich in history as far as like spitters and rapping and Philly hip hop and artists and even all type of stuff, boxing, etc., etc. I mean, so I'm saying all that to say, I wanted to know, Beys, though you're a younger guy, was you inspired by any of the older people that came before you as far as the music stuff or whatever the case may be?
Sure. Truth be told, bro, everybody looked at me sideways for that, bro. When I went to 8th grade going into 9th grade, that's when I got tuned into music. So like, you know, if anybody know for sure, you know, it's Philly, they know M.O.7 Uptown. So of course, you know, everybody knew me, but it's like I was listening to Quilly. Like I was listening to Quilly early on, like we talking early, like no matter what everybody else was talking about, you know, everybody was letting on the Meek and all that stuff. I was listening to things like Quilly, A.R.A.D., Hattie, NH, and probably F.A.M.E. Like, that's the only people I really was probably like tuned into as far as like, probably a little Gilly, I ain't gonna lie, I listen to Gilly a little bit, but as far as like Philly wave, it definitely was Quilly, H, Hattie, sure. That was definitely my line, like on some everyday shit. Like, I listen to them.
Okay.
That shit start my day off.
Alright, I ain't mad at that. Shout out to all of them. I ain't mad at that. I mean, legends. I mean, definitely legends in the city, so can't nobody deny that.
Don't get me wrong, you know, it's still like the Beys and $3 and Mirzey Bey and all of them. Don't get me wrong, I listen to them, but as far as on my everyday, I can hear, you feel me, as far as, you know, you put some out your playlist.
Right.
Niggas got the MP3 player, Randy got the iPod, I got the MP3 player, I'm loading up the computer, you feel me?
Right.
I'm loading the computer, I'm fucking grandma shit all up. I'm fucking grandma shit all with the line wires, you mean? Like, yeah, I'm fucking that shit over for them niggas, like, and all them, like, you mean? That was it for me every day, going to school, walking to school with it, like, tripping. Book bag on, Shiki on, you gonna walk with Shiki on.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, now Shiki Jake's on, yeah.
Walking to school, you feel me? Come from me and walking to school, getting popping every day.
Right.
Listening to them, get my day girls, you feel me?
Got you. That's what's up, dog. Alright, and on another note, on the same note, but on another note though, let's fast forward a little bit to the newer generation. I mean, Philly, we had it back then, had a nice little wave with the spitters, and now I like the newer generation too and how they carrying it. We got a nice amount of people in the city that got a nice little wave that's holding it down or whatever. So speak a little bit on what your thoughts on what you see going on right now. The newer generation of Philly.
First, like I said, I was in North, so like when I was running around, as I said, I had a nice couple people in the city. Like I can go all day by everybody. I listen. That's one thing about me. I ain't biased on music. Like as far as categories or what you spitting, if this shit lyrical or not, I listen to everybody. So it's like it don't matter who you was in the city or even in the industry or you trying to say same cloud. I listen to everybody. So first, I was definitely listening to my homies. Like I said, my homie Lizzo, he rap. I came around him. He probably one of the hottest things I believe that I ever seen with my own 2 eyes as far as rappers. Him, my man Trey. As far as outside people, like those in surrounding areas, it don't matter North and all that. But Pop, you know, South Pop for sure. Core. Shit's a couple. I ain't gonna lie, it's a couple people. I'm trying to think of everybody, bro. It's a couple people in the city.
Yeah, a lot of them from down north too. A lot of them.
It's a lot of people I actually listen. I get everybody to play up to my as far as like I know for a fact if they drop a project day tomorrow, I'll probably listen to it.
Yeah.
So they like Pop.
Yeah, shout out to them. For sure.
There's a couple of them that's really like.
Yeah, it's a nice amount of people, man.
There's a couple people that's
yeah.
Really bro.
That's why I'm saying I like it, because there's so many of them and everybody coexisting. It's not like how in our era, like the DVD era I would call it, a lot of rappers was beefing, competing, battling. It seemed like this era, everybody kind of more like working together. Don't get me wrong, people still got their little issues or whatever, but it seemed like more people fuck with each other and work together in this generation than before. What you think about that?
Don't get me wrong, nowadays, I definitely say that because, back then, what's one thing I sit there and say, tell everybody that we got on y'all is the internet.
Yeah,
the internet
definitely.
changed a lot, bro. It made it so much easier for everybody and for people to get their voice heard. Like, it's so easy. Like I said, I was dropping music on SoundCloud and I seen, like, I ain't had no following and my shit would be at 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 and it made me happy. So therefore, I knew for a fact people actually had little bigger names and really was rapping. This shit was doing what it wanted to do. Since it was early too, like, it was people. Shit, what was popping for like Core? When we was growing up, like Core.
It was like more like Quilly had. This one Meek was coming up early on.
No, I'm talking about like high school though. Like,
alright.
Like the early brands.
Yeah.
Shit like Fat G's and them.
Yeah, right.
Like Fat G's and I said early on Core. Like I'm talking about around that time. Like what really was popping.
Right.
Doe and them. Like they was. Started off the peak, you feel me? Pop, all of them was like early Sadi, like all of them was Mirzy, like remember all of them was holding up the, you feel me? You feel me? They was holding up the platform where it's at now, like they was holding it together because it was like damn, this the new generation for real. Everybody wasn't rapping just yet, it was just a few of them. It really made it for what everybody like damn, everybody gonna rap now. Don't get me wrong, the North definitely always had the ball for sure. West got rappers, bro, but North had the ball.
Definitely. Uptown had a nice little run too. Can't deny that. I think every part of the city had their little run. Yeah, every part of the city had their little run at one point in time.
We really was listening to like you said, you got Rico Havoc and
Yeah, like everybody had their ride. Like Southwest had a nice little ride.
Southwest definitely had a nice little ride.
I mean, like, I think North got it right now. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
No, right now though,
yeah.
right now though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, whoever watched this, y'all can give y'all opinion in the comments. Like, who y'all think got the ball right now? I would say North got it, but
yeah, I ain't gonna argue about it. But I know for sure. I said we can have a debate on it. But
yeah, but the city doing their thing as a whole, like, and I like it.
That's what I said. Everybody come together somehow or some way on how we do it. As far as putting everybody together on like a crazy platform or tape or some shit like that. Everybody do random songs together and all that shit. That shit will take over, right?
Oh, for sure. That's been for 30 years, bro. Yeah, Philly been had it, just never could get everybody on one accord, man.
Yeah, Philly got the ball for sure. Everybody, the whole world knew. He was, bro. Everybody know Philly.
Yeah, it ain't no secret, bro. It ain't no secret.
Like, I know that's one thing too I learned too. We was known for spitting. We was known for spitting, but we got artists now. Like that's one thing I consider. So we got real artists. Like people really making songs. Like shit hot.
We just gotta get our business together, man. Yeah. That's it. Philly get their business together, we be alright, man. But that's another conversation for another day. We could talk about that all day.
I'm sorry, sure, you know I ain't get to think about fucking when we growing up. It was fucking P&B and Uzi.
Yeah.
I was forgetting about this. You know, you already up here.
Yeah, because they took off. They took off.
That's what was popping.
They took off within a couple years.
Yeah, Uzi and all them. That was definitely it. That was high school for sure.
Yeah.
That was high school.
So with all that being said, how you think you fit into this? Why should people pay attention to Mirzey Bey wave and all that? Like, let the people know, like, where you fit in, why they should pay attention to what you got going on.
I mean, truth be told, bro, I feel like, honestly, my shit is different. That makes sense. Like, there ain't never gonna be a time where I'm gonna give you the same shit. Like, you're not gonna hear no tape of mine or no songs of mine the same. Like, I just dropped a song, drop another song the same. There's always gonna be something different. It's gonna be a different vibe. You're gonna get a different feeling. There's always gonna be something. No matter from on the feature, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna be like, you know it's me, but you at the same time, you're like, you don't sound like the last time you sound. Like, I'm more so. Like, you know, the city got different vibes, you feel me? It's the club wave, and it's the pain wave, and it's the drill wave, you know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, my shit just gonna be like, I'm trying to say like, I'm gonna say I go more so for like the Atlanta sound, like the drip, if that makes sense. Like the Baby, Lil Baby, Gun and all them type, you feel me? Like the wavy record. I'm trying to give you the vibe at the same time as melodic, but it's still cool. Like, it's just make everything make sense.
Gotcha.
I ain't jumping around the board.
Gotcha. Alright, man, on that note, go ahead and plug your social media and all the your videos, where they can find your music. Let them know where they can find you and stay updated with everything you got going on.
Man, it's Mirzey Bey on shit. Everything as far as music platforms. Lil Mirzey Bey on Twitter. I got High Five going crazy. NR Board, OT7 Quantity. Shit, I got my tape on the way. Feel me? Famous Nobody. That should be out soon. Shit, we just going up from here. Feel me? Shout out Philly F.A.M.E. TV.
Alright, man. Anything else you want to let them know that when you get the touchdown? Anything else you want to clarify, address, or just let the people know in general before we get out of here?
Shit. Oh, bro, we feel me? They catch us on the next show.
Early.
You know, we coming up next though for sure. Heck, now. Anything now. This is already here. Ball already rolling. We already in tech. It's definitely a lot more coming soon. If anything, I ain't about to stop. You know, that's everybody big mistake. They like stopping. They don't want to keep the ball rolling.
Ain't doing no shit. It's
It's
up.
up.
You got your cousin in the tuck, baby.
I got KB up next. The rap kid, KB up next.
Alright, man, till next time, we signing out, man. Mirzey Bey, Philly F.A.M.E. TV. Let's get it.